Hey y'all, I'm Erin Bentley, the Total Relationship Coach, and I have so much to say about this subject. I'm actually going to do another video after this one where I tell you a story to illustrate the principle and the practice that I'm going to lay out for you in this video about a situation where your in-laws are making you feel like an outlaw. And please, if you know somebody who needs to see this, please share it with them. This is so common. I see it all the time in private coaching. It causes not only conflict, sometimes this situation gets so bad, it actually contributes to a marriage ending. And it doesn't need to be this way. So watch me now. Why does this happen? Why do we end up having friction between our spouse or friction with our in-laws? The most common reason I see in private coaching is that the spouse whose attention and energy is going just too much, too frequently to what their mom or dad think of them, or both their mom and dad think of them. You know this if you're in this situation, or if you got a friend, you're watching them in this situation. It creates static between you and your in-laws. It creates static in terms of your in-laws, their relationship with any grandchildren that they have. And this is a result of a situation that Dr. Charlotte Castle puts very succinctly. She says, and I quote, "We move out, but sometimes we don't leave home." Now, what she means by that is we might move out of our parents' house, but mentally, emotionally, psychologically, it's as if we're still living under their roof. And that is, in my opinion, a really great metaphor for this situation. Now, it is both natural and optimal for an adult who's in a committed relationship, which may or may not have dependent children. It is natural and optimal for your number one priority to be your spouse or partner. That is natural, it is optimal. We have to turn this corner as adults as one of our developmental markers as adults. Just like babies and children have developmental milestones, adults do too. It's just that ours are further apart and sometimes harder to spot. Now, that's the principle I want you to consider, this idea that we move out but we don't leave home. Now, it's easier said than done to shift how we mentally, emotionally, and psychologically orient to our parents and our spouse. We might know that we should make our spouse number one, but actually making that happen in meaningful behaviors is quite a journey. So the practice that I want you to consider, this is the second piece I want to give you, is the following. Instead of trying to brush this under the rug, instead of trying to ignore it, instead of trying to get past problems, what we need to do instead is learn the skills, the tools, and the awareness to get underneath the problem, to identify the source. Very often we are swept up in the symptoms of problems and we think the symptom is the problem, but it's just a symptom. But when you develop the tools, awareness, and skills to excavate the source of the problem, sometimes the solution will present itself. Now, is this you or somebody you know? I want to hear from you in the comments. If you've got a horror story about an in-law making you feel like an outlaw, hit me in the comments.